Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the inevitable Whiskey Road Trail and how long until it's a thing. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Joyce, Nate Weiniger, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey-oh. So, yeah, we've got a show today where we're going to be talking about Whiskey Row, all the cool things that are going on, and how long until they have a trail. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but we'll see if everyone agrees with me or not. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Ryan said there's something you want to talk about. What is that, Ryan?
Yeah, I've got some that might resonate with the crew here in the audience, but on occasion when you have to get a prescription to cure what ails you, oftentimes it says that you shouldn't be drinking with whatever you've been prescribed with, whatever medicine you got. And so I'm just curious if you actually abide by that guidance, or do you still partake a little bit while you're on some medicine? So throw it out to you guys, and I'd love to hear what you guys do.
All right. Anybody want to jump in?
I'm just going to say I feel like that's like a speed limit and a suggestion, not a solid rule. And if I'm taking something, I'm probably going to be staying at home, especially if it's like an antibiotic, because like I probably have some sinus crap going on. So like, why not have like a shot or two? See what happens. Let's go on an adventure. See what happens to me.
All right. Katie, how about you?
I think the speed limit sign's a good analogy there. In that, we all go 5, 10 over maybe, but you don't necessarily want to go like 30 over the speed limit. So, I typically ignore it. Like I won't even read the back of it.
Oh my God.
But I did have a migraine medication I was trying not too long ago, and the doctor specifically told me about hey, you're not supposed to drink with this. And I was like, normally they don't tell me. Normally it's just like on the bottle. No one talks about it. So I did take that one more cautious, worked up to it. It was fine. But I found at one point. You
worked up to it. You test.
Yeah. So I would be like, all right, let's try just a few drinks. Let's try a little bit. So I did find at one point though, I'd had a heavier night of drinking and I reached the limit of where it was reacting differently than my normal. And I was feeling quite nauseous. And so I was like, I think I found where that warning comes in. So
I will say that the stimulant, like, be careful, because like I take a lot of Sudafed because I have like sinus issues. I blacked out a lot because apparently those you don't feel the effects of the alcohol when you're taking a stimulant, and like if you like take like Adderall because you're supposed to, or you recreationally like it, be very careful. You're just gonna black out. It's not going to be a good time. Don't do it.
All right. Nate, how about you? What's your thoughts on medication and the rules?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the other side of the fence on this. So I don't take medicine unless I absolutely have to. I mean, that
So it says no alcohol in the back and you just throw the medicine out. You're like,
I still take medicine. I mean, unless, pain medicine, all that, I just say no, I'll just deal with it. But I will say that if I get sick enough that they're prescribing me like an antibiotic or something like that, I do not drink. Like my focus is
getting better.
Trying to get better.
Yeah.
like trying to take care of myself and get better as fast as I can, because I do think it prolongs, and I know you can probably do it, but
Yeah,
there is impacts. There's a reason why that's on there. So
I agree. I agree.
Conservative on the medication stance. But
I do not. I 100% agree with you. I'm actually terrified of medication. I don't take any medicine at all. I have no pills I have to take to keep me going every day. I have nothing. I don't smoke weed. I'm afraid of anything that is a drug because
You don't smoke it, but how about a gummy?
No, nothing like that. I mean, look at me. I have an addictive personality. I mean, I obviously have a relationship with food that is unhealthy. I don't need any other thing unhealthy in my life. So, I don't take aspirin for, if I have a headache, I'll go lay down for a while. I don't take medicine. And if I did, I would, like Nate said, if I got something where it's like an infection, you got to take this, or whether it's not going to get better, then I would take it, but I would follow the rules that are on there and end it as quick as I can. Be off that stuff.
So I have a friend that she has seizure medication she's been having to take since she was a teenager, and it says you're not supposed to drink with it. And so she's never drank. She's had like a drink here or there, but since she's been on it since she was a teenager, I mean, a lot of us have been drinking since we were teenagers, but she started taking it before she had any experience routinely drinking. And so even now, like, she will not have like a drink. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, so I was like, but just try it. But like, just I'm sure you're fine. Like, I'm always pushing it. I'm so bad.
I'm terrified of that.
My dad had epilepsy, and he was not supposed to drink with a lot of his medications, but like, he was going to drink. So he found out, he's like, I can't drink liquor. I can't drink hard liquor, right? Like bourbon, vodka, out of the question. He's like, I can have like 5 beers and be fine. Like, he experimented enough to find
that it was 5.
He found out. He's like, I have 5.
You want to freak,
healthy, but also epic.
You want to freak some people out, and Nate probably experiences this too. Go to the hospital, and I've had surgery before, and you come out of it, and they're like, "Okay, press this button when you need." I don't press the button. I don't, and they're like, "Well, you got to," And I'm like, "Oh, so I do, or then why don't you just force me then?" I don't do that. And here's another tip too: when they're drilling on your teeth, if you tell them you don't need the stuff, they won't give it to you. And I haven't had any problems.
So like, you don't even have them numb your mouth?
No, you don't need it. It's never hurt or anything. It's never hurt.
It's not like gas or anything. Like, it doesn't give you any effect. It literally just numbs your tooth.
I don't want my mouth
here's
numb.
the thing,
What if it doesn't come back? I can't live with that.
It goes away in like 2 hours.
I'm worried about that, Katie.
It's
What are the side effects?
Thing. Because like, you can drill so far into the tooth and not feel a damn thing. It's more of like, it makes people feel more comfortable. They're chiller.
Thank you, McNew. It's all for show. And I'm like, I don't want that. I asked the dentist, I'm like, I don't want to do the numbing stuff. And he's like, yeah, you don't want to.
If you're just doing like a quick like surface filling, you really don't need it. It just makes people feel better, and it makes our jobs easier.
Yeah.
When I went to a dentist growing up, he didn't even offer it.
Yeah,
as a kid, so they would just.
If you're getting a root canal or something pulled, 100%.
Okay, I would do it for that. Yeah, I mean, that's a major
filling. You really don't need it. It just makes everything easier for us.
It's all for show, and they get the bill for that, I'm sure.
Very nervous that I would jump. Like, if it started to hurt a little bit, that I would accidentally flinch and like mess something up. So
if he's a good dentist, it doesn't hurt. It's just pressure. It's just pressure, and the noise like freaks people out. That's
I've never had pain at the dentist. My dentist offers me a beer afterwards, so that's
there you go.
But it's a family friend. My dentist.
Ryan, you asked the question. What's your relationship with drugs? You just do everything, I would assume.
Heroin, prescription drugs, and alcohol warnings.
No, I do not, for the record. But
you do not. And I'm just kidding.
But I think usually when I'm on medication, there's something seriously wrong, because I'm with you and Nate there. I don't usually tap into some medication unless I'm really feeling bad for some reason. And if I'm really feeling bad, then I'm probably not going to be drinking. But if I do, I consider hot toddies medication as well. And so I'll do a hot toddy every now and then.
That I would do. That's fine. Yeah.
So all I learned right now is women are more adventurous than men.
I go,
and I'm like, what can you give me to make this a little spicier? Like, what can we put? What kind of cocktail can we add in this?
Like, when I'm sick, so like my goal in life is to like always have fun, and when I'm sick, I'm not having fun. So I'm just like, how can I make this weekend when I have to stay in bed more fun for me?
What can I do to make this go away and make me feel good and having fun and enjoying myself?
Yeah, that's all I want to do. Yep.
Life sucks. Why be miserable?
On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Nate. Nate, what do you got, man?
All right, I've got some JTS Brown. Another big pop.
Screw top again. Screw top. All right. How about you, Ryan?
Well, as we're nearing in on St. Patty's Day, I'm going to throw it across the pond and bring out a little Irish whiskey, a little redbreast here. So,
Okay.
changing it up a little bit.
Okay. That was one of your best ones ever. No noise, though. Yeah. I liked your reaction. All right, I'll go next. I've got Square Six from Heaven Hill. Square Six.
All right. Jody Filiatro, the man.
Okay. That was barely audible, but that's also our lead right now, folks. That's our lead. So, all right. Katie, you're next.
I have some Good Times bourbon.
Okay.
It works well with the small talk we had too.
Okay. Katie has taken over the lead. McNew, you're last but not least. What do you got?
Like
This is yours to be won.
Katie. That was a nice tone you had there.
It was nice. It was pleasant.
Yeah.
So our friends from Fort Hamilton have made their way into Indiana, and I have a blend of their double barrel bourbon. Maybe.
No. Sound like your mic cut out there. So your mic.
Oh, it was so good over here. Damn it.
No, you had Mike Muffle going on there. So Katie wins it.
Mike Muffle. It sounds like a person.
It does, yeah.
Mr. Muffle.
He's like
Mr. Muffle got you. So yeah. Cheers, gang.
Cheers. Ding.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about Whiskey Row. Are they going to have their own little version of the Bourbon Trail? We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
I'm Davey Waltz,
And I'm Adina.
and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Whiskey Row and how soon until they have their own trail.
Yes, we are. So there's, I don't know how many distilleries there are, at least a half a dozen already kind of on Whiskey Row. Ryan's got his hand up. Yes, do you have a question, sir?
Talking about Whiskey Row in Louisville, is that correct?
Yes.
No, I was talking about it in Oklahoma. Yeah, of course, Whiskey Row in Louisville. Yes.
Just making sure.
Where the hell would I be talking about this at?
On the same page.
How
Yes,
about even further, Main Street? Yeah,
Main
cool.
Street. Yeah,
Main Street,
Yeah.
Louisville.
yeah. So
Because technically there's a Whiskey Row in Arizona, I would like to say.
no,
Nashville.
no,
as
there's
well.
not.
And
No, there's not.
Nashville as well, where
No,
there's
there's
live
not.
music and
No,
private
there's not.
events. It's the Dirks Bentley Whiskey Row. So that was
We
a
are-
legit question.
The Whiskey
are
Row,
the-
The
Louisville.
Bourbon Daily, which would put us
Yeah,
in.
is this a
in
bourbon
Kentucky.
show? What's
He
that?
was making sure that the listeners were clear on what we were
Okay.
discussing. Ryan
I-
just didn't
They
say
were
it.
in tune with it. Katie and Ryan, not so much.
Dirks is our name. I did forget about that, but
Well, now that we're all on the same page, let's continue the
Yes,
discussion.
now
Let's
that the
continue the discussion.
listeners are on the same
I
page as
mean,
all the rest of us who are already
yes.
on the same page, we can go forward.
Right. Yes. I mentioned Buzzard's Roost, but in the first segment, if anybody was paying attention, that one should put off. They don't have anything in Nashville, to my knowledge, or Arizona, or Oklahoma. So, yes, Kentucky it is. So, yes, Whiskey Row, great place. I mean, there are, like I said, at least 6 distilleries that are there. There's experiences. There's great bars like Merle's, the king of Whiskey Row. Doc Crow's, the little bit.
I
further
love
down.
Dog Crows. I'm a Dog Crow
A
fan.
little bit further
Speak
down.
the
But there's
name.
other ones too. Downwind Bourbon. I mean, there's all kinds of bars, great bars,
Yeah.
right there on Whiskey Row.
And
so.
it's so walkable. Like you can park for the day because
Exactly.
I hate driving in a new city. I hate driving in a city I don't live in. So I want to park for the day and just walk. I'm walking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so walkable. It's so easy to just do.
And
that
you could incorporate bourbon adjacent things like art eatables. Clearly, they belong in the bourbon conversation. They're making chocolate with bourbon that would fit
Yeah.
in it. So that's why I think there's this need coming up where they're going to try to just contain people to stay on Whiskey Row with their own little version of the trail.
They-
And
like get a little passport. You have to
Yep.
stop at like all these business, however many businesses that want to partake. And then like you get a t-shirt or you get a Glencairn, you get something. People love that. Tourists love that.
Is the passport the way to go though? Is that too much of the same of what the Bourbon Trail is? Do they need to find a different way?
Not gonna lie, I love a passport anywhere I go. I'm like, get me the stamps.
okay, Katie, you threw it out there. What would be some other ideas then?
Oh, I don't know. I just
Oh.
didn't know.
Okay.
Isn't,
I'm
I
a
mean,
good naysayer of should you do it different. I'm not a good idea person of the new idea.
I thought there was going to be a brilliant idea coming up.
No.
No, there's not.
That's the lawyer voice coming in saying you shouldn't do that, and then I just walk away and you get to figure it out for yourself.
Okay.
I think some of them are already on that though. I mean, I feel like
Well,
I've
yeah,
been in
but
Merle's.
that's okay. I mean, that aside, I mean, like Royce Neely he's on the Northern Kentucky Bourbon Trail and he's on the Craft Distillery Trail. You can be on more than one. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but
already
the craft
that's already.
distillery. I mean, like the craft distillery trail has been around for a while, and that's pretty big deal. I mean, I think Whiskey Row, just in itself, that name is pretty cool. I mean, if you look at it, you got Peerless, Mictures, you've got Evan Williams Experience, you got Old Forester, all within very close walking.
Buzzard's Roost is coming too.
Yeah, and then you got Buzzard's Roost coming in, and you've got a couple others that potentially.
Bardstown Bourbon Company. Bardstown Bourbon Company
Yeah,
will be
and
there.
then Bardstown Bourbon, and then you have Angel Envy on the other side. And
Yeah.
Girls and billets are there. If people want to go blend their own. We had a great time there.
There's
Yeah.
there's at least 6 to 10 great bourbon bars
There's like
too.
10
Yeah.
things. The bars are great. And even across the way, you can go to the Troll Bar under the bridge, which is so much fun.
That's close enough. Maybe they make it. That is a great place too, by the way. Yes, I agree
Yeah.
on that for sure.
Next
I
time
think
anybody
it should
goes
be a
there, we get,
bingo
like,
card.
glasses.
And you have to collect corks at each place and you have to glue them to your bingo card.
Bingo card. I like it.
It's got a passport. That's fun too.
Instead of bingo, it could spell whiskey. It'd be a
There you
bigger
have it.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
brand, but
Or bourbon. Yeah, something.
What about okay? Something that because it's Whiskey Row and it's about staying on Whiskey Row, you take your
So-
card, your passport, whatever it is, and then you go and spin some sort of wheel that depending on what how many places you've got stamped, it ups the prize. If you've got 5 of them stamped,
Yeah.
you can win
So,
this. If you got 10,
I also think though, Steve, like it's one street, right? And it's pretty compact, but hours vary. Like you're not gonna hit every single place in one day. Like if I took a Saturday and go, I can't
oh
do
yeah,
it.
no way. There's way too
So,
many.
like,
Yeah.
You have to do it like a weekend. So it is a destination now. Like Whiskey Row is a destination. You gotta do like your Saturday and
Right.
Sunday. What hotel can we throw in there? Like there's Hotel Distill and
Oh my God,
21
we haven't even talked about the hotels
and,
there.
and
There's great
21
hotels.
is right
Cinemark,
there.
and, yeah, all
So
kinds
there's
of
so
ones.
much more. You could just make this a whole weekend. It's a trip now.
Shall we just start this?
They should also they could also have different like lines to focus on all the various offerings of Whiskey Row. So are you wanting just like I want to do as many like distilleries as possible? Are you wanting many like whiskey adjacent businesses, or do you want the even mix between? And so you could do pairings of all of these as well that people could choose, and that you do like different branches of these. Well, have you done the red line of Whiskey Row? Have you done the green line of different ways to enjoy it over and over again?
That's cool.
Okay. We need to do this. We need to do this.
I don't know. I mean, if I go to Louisville, and I've stayed in Louisville a billion times, but it's like Bourbon Bistro, north of Bourbon, Neat Bourbon Bottle Shop. Like those are all off that.
Oh, so this is a good thing, Nate.
Silver Dollar.
Hero, we could also do Frankfurt Avenue. Frankfurt Avenue is it's a whole different world.
Well, now we're getting outside the show, so let's wait till we create that show. But that being said, Whiskey Row, I think there's enough there to do something for that. To Nate's point, someone's going there all the time like Nate. How many people are like Nate though? So we got how many Nates do we have in the world? Oh, one.
I think it's getting more and more. I think people are making the yearly trips.
I think when you run into Nate too, a lot of people that are staying on Whiskey Row in that area, that some of those hotels are business people. They can't leave Louisville. They're there and they're contained, and they want to be able to do something that they can't go out to all the distilleries. Okay, I'm going to go to Wild Turkey tomorrow, and then I'll go to Buffalo Trace. They can't do that. They're what can I do around a very brief schedule when I've got some downtime? Well, Whiskey Row's great for that.
So,
Squeezing a couple
here's the
distilleries.
thing too, Steve. Like Indianapolis people, I feel like I suck because I'm only an hour and a half from Louisville on a good day. But I never want to stay the night because I'm like, well, I have my dogs at home. I want to go back home. But if there was like a hotel incentive where like get this cocktail at this hotel, book this room at that hotel, I would be more inclined to stay for a weekend than to like make myself drive back home because it's an easy drive home. Like, yeah.
What I will say, the best place I ever stayed at an Airbnb was the Lofts right across the street from Old Forester.
And they're called the Whiskey Row Lofts, aren't they?
Yeah, they I think now they were sold and it's a privately owned. But when that was available, it was a like 4-bedroom loft. The picture, I mean, you were right across from the Old Forester sign, looking down on Old Forester, and
wow,
that's
it was
cool.
a beautiful place. And I wish there was more of that, like around there. There are some Airbnbs and some of the buildings there and whatnot, but some of the areas as you go further into Louisville are not the greatest. So it's kind of
the
Main Street is definitely very different.
So if you stay on Broadway in Nashville, a good time. Good time. Get a hotel on Broadway in Nashville. Do not get a hotel in Broadway in Louisville. It's not the same. It's not good.
Okay, that's part of our venture here, though. We need to buy one of those lofts and then turn it into an awesome Airbnb that's got all kinds of like whiskey paraphernalia everywhere, etc. It could be, and then you could use that for other advertising for it. That'd be successful.
We were looking at it. Yeah. It was $300,000 when we looked at it back.
That's I hear you could still pick up a place for $300,000 on Whiskey Row condo, between 3 and 5, which I don't think is terrible for what you're getting for the area that you're in.
Especially if you can turn it into an Airbnb, you could make good profit off that.
They do have a law though that you have to live on the property. It's like because we looked into this for $52.80, really to see if we would get an Airbnb and then members could go out there, and there's some unique laws there, but I do think that it would be awesome.
We can find a way around those.
I think we
spent a day on Whiskey Row multiple times, and it is a very place where people could go and really spend a full day and really hit a lot of great places.
Yeah, a day or two, because like the Fraser Museum's there too. You could spend easily hours in the Fraser Museum.
Well, Louisville Slugger's there too. Honestly, if you want to look at it, it's like there are things that you can do along there that are great.
Yeah. So like, and the Yum Center is right there. So like, if you come into a concert, like whoever you like to see, whatever genre you like to see, I'm coming in for this concert, but I want to stay the night. What can I do the next day? Whiskey Row is right there.
There you go. There you go.
And that's
on that note.
You can have the family route. You can have because you could have things around there that are kid appropriate as well, or
eatables and
there's a family that is not interested as much. And it's so much in one compact place.
Because I work with a girl, her daughter does volleyball tournaments. They travel every weekend. she's in Louisville this weekend for a volleyball tournament. I'm like, oh, you should go to XYZ. Like, I gave her suggestions of places I like in Louisville that are like sort of kid friendly. So yeah, you could do the family route too if you needed to.
There you go. There you go. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up and talk about where people can find us. Katie, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me planning out this new business venture for Whiskey Row over here, and also on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Nate.
You can find me at 5280 Whiskey on Instagram and on hidden_barn for Hidden Barn Whiskey.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. It's 10th whiskey with an E.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop, St. Louis, Missouri, the world's only single barrel shop. And you can check that out at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.